Alrighty, deja vu all over again. So, taking you back to Sunday evening, the S&P was on its way through this air pocket of sorts. The air pocket is just simply an area where there's not as much trading. The balance beam spikes are areas where there's a lot more trading commitment. There's a lot more institutional trading there, and they happen to be great areas to create trades around. So the call was to be long from 57s. Actually, the real long occurred earlier down here in the 40s, but at the time I shared it with you, that was the trade setup. This spike right here, when it goes blue and red, being more intense commitment level. So there's a lot of trading that goes on in this area here, and it tapers off as we move up. It's a little bit of a nod to this zone here. So it's very attractive to be long north of the ceiling of one of these areas, moving into an air pocket and looking up to the next key zone. 1872 is the main target to look for. So longs from the 57s, 72s is the prime zone, and we've got plenty of overshoot there. So I told you guys to take the scalper off just the other day at 74s and then add it back on at the end of the day, and that is now off with a small gain. And just a little while ago I told you to get stops to 79.25, and those have been taken out. So right now in the 79 camp, we're above all of this trading commitment here. So the bears would have to do a pretty good job of cracking through this 72 area here to really get some downward momentum. So any fading you see here is really, for the time being, looking to test the breakout as support. So we'll look to be an add-on down here or on a continuation. So the 72 spike showed its relevance before. It will likely show its relevance again in the future, and that'll be an area I'll look to be a buyer if we can pull back to that zone. But what I'll also do, and I'll do this later on as more trading develops here, is we'll zero in. Maybe tomorrow we'll take a look at this. We'll zero in on this area here and find some more refined areas to trade around because the 1891 target, while we almost got there, a couple points away from that, we still haven't tagged 1891, and that's the next key target here. These are ratio targets above now, 1914 and 1926. But the real thing that I want you to see, I put up the two video links. Go back and watch the Sunday evening video, then watch the update video that came after that, and now you've got a little live update here in the room so that you can see, yep, we moved up to that zone. We sort of stalled out beyond 72s. We poked up to some new highs. Fib dots taken out for a great gain. So you see something called in advance. You see price move in that direction. You see price respond in a way that's been scripted in advance, and that starts to build belief. Okay, so that's what it's all about. When it happens the next time, and it's going to happen the next time, that ability to have the relentless pursuit to follow and take that signal is absolutely critical. And probably my favorite part is that no matter where these long signals come on the emini, there's always a barrage of negative news. Any given week, any given month, there's something about China, something about the yen, something about the euro, something about taxes, healthcare, you name it, Putin, tanks, whatever it is. There's some disaster, financial, social, geographical, whatever it might be, and the media just pummels folks with this sort of fear-based emotional vapor, and it has zero to do with price, absolutely nothing. So one of my favorite things about seeing these signals is how they just completely slice through the garbage, the news that's out there, and it just puts the focus back on you, puts the focus back on me, every individual trader out there. What are your plans when price does X? This is a great example of it. So we're sitting here basically at new all-time highs, taking a little bit of a breather, and we'll update this as we get some new signals coming into the mix here, but some nice performance from the S&P. Last thing to think about is that when this thing times and sets up for a new long signal, the correlation to go long stocks is also a real good 1-2 punch to follow through, and that's something that you also want to be cultivating, is to have that component as part of your business strategy as well. When you go to watch those video links that I've posted, make sure you put your email in the upper right corner there, so when I post a video there, you're notified for these reasons. You'll be able to see these kind of trades a little earlier than most. All right, fantastic day. Good questions from a lot of you to help propel the discussions here. That's always a good sign. Love to see that. Marius, always good to hear from you, buddy. Have a great weekend. For those of you that aren't going to be here tomorrow, otherwise for a lot of you, we'll be back tomorrow. We'll see you here in the morning.